So what did you get on your D100?
I got 27.
27. All right. So let me look up something here on this table. Also, if you could please roll a d6 as well.
Oh, okay.
I should have asked for that first, but
That's for how much damage it's going to do. The D100
yeah,
is
how much self
specifics.
lightning strike does.
no, that's how much ability score damage. No,
3.
3. Okay. All right.
This is how many curses you've incurred.
Right.
So are we actually ready to go live? Because I haven't actually hit go live yet. So
Yeah, I noticed that when I
good.
went to host you, and it was like, nope. I'm like, wait, what?
Also, we don't know. I'm not painting my wall green.
But it'll make it so much easier for things you don't do.
Oh, you're not wrong. Especially since it's chroma key paint, which is genius. But at the same time, no.
it's also not worth $50, but
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even look at the price. Yeah, no.
Yeah, $50 for green paint.
You think how much Krylon you could purchase for that and get the same effect?
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny because it's
No, that's good. I like that. That's good.
all right. I'm gonna hit go live here.
Cool.
There we go. All right, so Cadiz, you just rolled percentiles and something else for.
I rolled a d6 for some unknown reason. It's probably gonna be okay, but we'll
No, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
see. Guaranteed. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It's how many times the dragon's
I doubt
going to
it.
eat me.
6 times.
6 times he's going to be
Rough digestion right there.
That's how many stomachs. You don't know.
Oh, the first casualty of Windows 11. My Snap 2 layouts are gone.
No.
Oh, well, that's fine.
No comment on Windows 11.
It's been fine so far, to be honest. But just in case, there is a downgrade button, which I've tested out and it works. So
Try not to make the joke.
pretty well, which I guess is good. And then they have this like huge downgrade button in the restore. Like, if you don't like this, just do this.
Best thing I can say about Windows 11, it's so easy to quit using it.
It is actually. It took like 10 minutes and I was back to the Windows 10. So I was like, all right. And it did all the changes that 11 made. Like if I changed like a setting or something, it just went back. So I was obviously using restore points or something. But
Okay.
anyway, all right. So what did that do? I actually just made you roll dice for no reason, to be honest.
He's a GM. He's gone mad with power.
Well, no, it's the new. It's a secondary chart instead of wild magic. It'll be wild, like god intervention magic.
No, actually, this is for Dawnbringer. Because you, in slaying the succubus, it has gathered some more power.
Snap.
But
Yep.
I don't get okay. I should totally be able to eat that succubus. I'm just saying.
So you recall who got the killing blow in the succubus?
I know who
Oh, did
got
I
the
kill
killing
Steel?
blow.
That's not
And
cool.
apparently, this is EverQuest rules.
Okay, now I feel bad.
To be fair, it honestly wouldn't have mattered. This is just when you're defeating evil creatures.
Oh, okay.
But what happens is when it defeats a certain number of challenge rating evil creatures, it will gain a beneficial property.
Oh.
And what you rolled was, while you're attuned to this artifact, you're immune to disease.
Oh, okay, that's handy.
No, there is one catch to this.
Oh, great.
I say catch, but if it goes 3 or more days without defeating an evil creature, it starts to lose these properties.
Okay, so it needs a recharge.
So it basically needs to keep fighting and defeating evil in order to keep this up. Which is why I didn't have any of these properties at the start. But yeah, so I mean, you are 100% encouraged to just go out and start slaying evil creatures.
It just as a random curiosity,
Uh-huh.
Since Guido knows summon demon,
Oh no.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I guess that would work too.
Okay, cool. Just
So is it
checking.
like summon Hot Pocket for Dawnbringer or something?
Considering how much that ritual requires, I'm not sure that's worth.
I will say
Dawnbringer's
this.
going to be wanting to kill me.
Yeah, I will say this: if you want to know the exact specifics about it, did you ever do an identify in Dawnbringer?
Not like not so much.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I think I did have like a
I think
basic
since-
religion check, which is where I found out, or where we found out, Dawnbringer was from a prior age and was being utilized by, trying to remember the name of the race, but the precursors from that crypt.
Yeah, I had the link to the people in the flying cities.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna bug me. The Netherrealm. I don't know why I forgot them. They're like huge all over.
I was saying the
place, but-
Netherese are part of half the backstory, but I was waiting
Yeah.
to see if anyone else would get it before I just jumped on it.
Since you're tuned, you get this automatically anyway. So I'll just post this just so you know.
Okay.
Here, see if this posts okay. Oh yeah, it formats tables okay. It's good. Oh, and just ignore the when you reduce an evil creature. Like I don't like the kill steal rules that some things have. It's basically if you're involved in the battle to kill it, which you
Okay.
obviously were. So that's why I was asking you to roll that stuff. That's how that works.
Okay.
If you want to, you can track the CR, or I can continue tracking it. It's up to you.
It's fine. Well, since you'll have it readily available, if you want to track it, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll just keep track of how many in-game days it's been.
Okay. Yeah. No
It's every
problem.
3 days.
Good news. You're in the city of evil creatures. So literally just go on the street and be like, you.
How much CR does that red dragon have?
That was going to be my next question.
A lot.
It's like how can I prime this for a
randomly
few
curious.
like weeks ahead of time?
The adult red dragon. It's 17.
Okay.
So it's basically enough with the overflow you currently have, because the succubus overflowed it a little bit. Oh, plus you defeat some. I forgot about these. Plus you defeated some recently in the fight at that house.
Oh, the apartment complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed a few cultists.
Not that they were worth like a tremendous amount, because some of them were like a fourth. So
It's like a
Yeah.
post-meal aperitif, if you will.
right. But yeah, I mean for sure. And some of these benefits, like if you roll really well, are super good. Like there's one that's like if you were like 100 on the major one, it's like you can't be blinded, deafened, petrified, or stunned. The one below it is like, oh, you get a 7th level spell that you can cast once per day. Things
I
like
really
that.
hate to ask, but is there this emanates damage to any demonic people nearby kind of thing?
Thorns.
One that's not a spell. I honestly doubt it, because these are like the standard beneficial stuff for artifacts.
Oh,
So like
okay.
instead of turn undead, it's turn
Yeah, it's
turn
just
demonic.
turn demons, and I'm just
And
like, ah!
you're just constantly going running away.
Okay, you fight over there, Cadiz. I'm gonna be a little more
we'll be
this
over
way.
here. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless you get one of the ones that gives you a spell that also has something specific against it. No, not really.
So I believe Guido had a horrifically evil plan for us.
So
It begins.
before we get to that, did either of you have any clever ideas?
No,
I mean,
it's a dragon.
to be completely honest, with a dragon like that, my base strategy was to make sure that we do everything in our power to get a sneak attack round on it and just barrel roll everything we have into it in that sneak round, which because we can do well over 100 damage in one sneak round.
Do you want to see his lair? Because like the captain, all of them have more than enough
Yeah, sure.
plans at that. Just so you kind of know what it looks like.
Like I know that sneaking up on a dragon is kind of a thing, but at the same time, this is a very lazy fat dragon. And he's probably not expecting the people who come give him tribute to kill him. So I figured we had at least a chance of getting a drop on him. But honestly, that's it. Like it's just a straight tactical thing from my perspective.
My plan was to cast Death Ward on Mark and then provide support
Hey, good luck
from a distance. away from the dragon.
You have fun over there, buddy. And I'm like,
You got one chance.
So
yeah, no, I hate to be boring, but I'm a monk. What I do is punch things.
So here's the layer as you know it. Ignore all the people on there. That's kind of just in case other things happen. I just preloaded a bunch of stuff, but yeah, that's what you know the layout to be like. Now, if there's secrets or anything else like that, the people who are in the Stone Garden stuff don't necessarily know them. Keepers of the Flame are more the ones who would know things like that. And
the
I'm not really sure
dragon, the dragon is breathing. That's very cool.
Oh yeah. I found this model. I like this. And
Oh, sure
so
enough.
it's breathing and sleeping, and then you can change it.
To very angry.
Yeah, we're fighting now.
Well, that's not good.
I feel like that's from Dota or something. I recognize the
It's
art
from League of
style.
Legends.
League of Legends. There you go.
Yeah.
I was close.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, this is Hobbit mode right here.
So, third question before we get into my horrible ideas. Without rolling, how much would I know about red dragons?
Without rolling.
Yeah. Just general knowledge.
I mean, the general. What's your? So their knowledge would be nature, but what's like your base nature? Just add 10 plus your either your intelligence or nature proficiency if you're proficient in it.
So I'm not proficient in nature. I've got a +5.
Okay, so your base is 15, basically your passive.
Okay.
So what you would know without rolling is this. Obviously, the basic red dragon stuff, right? They are known for being exceptionally cruel and greedy amongst the dragons. Not the smartest, but not the dumbest either. Those would be white dragons. They have kind of what you would guess. They are fire breathers. They have a massive cone of fire. They will breathe all over anyone who even thinks about looking at their treasure wrong. They are normally in like mountains and hills and caves, and they love to nest next to volcanic activity. Hence, and you know that there is some form of lava which at least runs underneath the palace, so it makes sense there'd be some here. Of course, they're just straight up immune to fire, right? They have dragons just in general have incredibly high senses, to the point where they are said to be able to see things and detect things that are even invisible near them. So sneaking up on them is generally said to be a fool's errand without some incredible godlike skill or magic. Let's see what else. Obviously, they have a very fast fly speed, which is just about twice as fast as they can move, which is faster than normal human. Not that he's going to be able to fly a whole lot in here, but that is what it is. Their fear is almost supernaturally effective. So even the bravest people will generally just run in terror or just stand there frozen when the dragon roars or gives them, a certain menacing glare just exudes this frightful presence. Let's see. That dragons who are of a sufficient age, which generally are adult or older, have magical effects on their lairs in the surrounding landscapes. So if they've claimed a place as their lair, they are able to do things subtly to it, like warp it, change it, gradually turn things in the surrounding landscape over to their side or act as spies. For red dragons specifically, that like small earthquakes, water tainted by sulfur, fissures opening up to the plane of fire, elemental fire creatures coming out of those are generally signs that a red dragon has taken roost in a lair and is starting to warp the landscape around it. And if you actually get into the lair, they're able to affect it in such ways, such as like cause lava to spontaneously splurt up and attack their enemies, things like that. So the lair and the land around it is almost as dangerous as the dragon itself at some places. Of course, like all dragons, they're incredibly greedy. Like all dragons. Chromatic dragons are generally greedy. Metallic dragons are greedy in a different way. And they will take more offense to anything at the thought of losing some of their treasure. To the point where if they get even a hint that someone is going to make even an attempt of it, they will likely strike out and try and kill and destroy whatever is doing that. Red dragons specifically spend about half their time in their lair and half the time out of it. Half the time in there just basking in their gold and doing whatever they want to with it, half the time patrolling, looking for food, etc. You kind of suspect that since Lumberchod is not a pet dragon, but is being fed, probably spends most of the time in the lair. Of course, you've seen him flying around and lighting the furnaces and stuff, but that seems to not be the majority of the day, so probably spends most of the time in there, although maybe there's another exit, who knows. So that's, without rolling, that's probably about what you'd be able to get. Now, if you want to roll...
But before we get to that, do I have any idea on any weaknesses?
Any weaknesses?
They're greedy.
Right, I got
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
As far as physical weaknesses, you're going to be hard-pressed to find one as far as you know in dragons.
Okay, what about mental weaknesses?
Mental weaknesses.
Taxes. They're weak to taxes.
Yes,
IRS.
the IRS.
You're being audited.
Internal reptiles.
God.
If you don't mind my asking, what is this in an adult? Is the stat level?
Yes. So you know this then, okay? Because this is also be a little bit of arcane knowledge as well. Mentally, they are pretty much fortified against about anything except for tricks of intelligence. For example, trying to trap them in like maze spells and things like that. Not to say that they're not better than the average creature at those, but if you're trying to do things like banish them or basically make them make charisma or wisdom saves effectively, it's going to be very, very difficult.
So charisma and wisdom would be their weaker.
Be their stronger.
Charisma and wisdom is stronger?
Yes. Intelligence would actually be their weaker save.
Okay.
I just, can I share something about the stats of this third? Do you mind?
Sure.
Okay, so you know what legendary actions are, of course.
Mhm.
Red dragons get 3 legendary actions per round.
Yes.
Just think about that for a second.
So if you're in range, instead of like the normal, let's say they do, how much do they do? They do 3 attacks normally. If you're in range, that's effectively actually 6 attacks per round.
The only benefit we'd have, I think, is I don't think he would be capable of using his wing attack in his lair. You can disagree with me on that, but
man, I don't see why it wouldn't. So all it does is just beats its wings.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how large the lair is or how large he is.
Well,
Yeah, so this is its size right here.
He's actually a lot smaller than I thought he would be.
Yeah, well.
No, I know that's a weird thing, but he's only 15 by 50, which is huge, I think.
It is huge, yes.
Yeah. He's only 15 feet wide, guys. What?
Well, hold on. It may look a little more intimidating if he's like that. Yeah, this one's a little low to the ground, probably, so it doesn't look as large. The normal D&D dragons are a little, for lack of a better term, taller and stockier. Especially this one, which you may find out soon. Yeah, and the, I'm sure you'll be conferring with the captain and the guards about some of these things as well, because they're as much interested in taking down the dragon as you are. They have a plan. They're also expecting to lose a lot of their army to enact that plan, which is overwhelmed with superior numbers, because they have no real way of not dying if they engage them. They know just from past experiences in history books because there's been dragons before this, that generally if you are hit by its breath weapon, you are dead. There's no saving you. So if he goes and breathes his 60-foot cone in the middle of the army, that 60-foot cone section of people are dead.
Can I just say that I'm amused by the fact that because of who and what I am, if I save on that, I take no damage from the breath weapon.
That's right.
If I save, that's the tricky part. I don't save.
If you stand there in full dragon fire, we are not going to be looking at you the same way.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there right now.
And I'm just there like,
yeah. I was saying, what is your dex save modifier though?
That's actually a good question. Now, if I was a good player, I'd already have my character sheet up, but I'm a moron who's been running behind today trying to get stuff done. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up.
I will say I know you can make it. It's not easy though.
I boosted my dex with my last level.
Okay.
So my dex save, if I'm understanding this correctly, which I am, is a +7.
Okay. So
for those of you at home, its DC is 21.
It's about a 30% chance to make it.
Yeah, it's not. That's as good as that's getting, but that's still not a really high chance of dodging that.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of the folks in like the guard and the military here. They have a slim chance of making it, but even if they do, they don't evade it. They just take half damage, and that still has a really good shot of just killing them outright. So even just adult red dragons, I mean, young dragons are nasty, don't get me wrong. Adults is where it really, really takes off.
At least not ancient. So is there another exit to this cavern system?
Not that the military knows of. They will tell you that if there's anyone that knows that, it is the Keeper of the Flame, and they are currently in aggressive negotiations with them.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, as like a plan Q option, when this all goes south, we just blow the exit as we leave and just bury the dragon in here alive and let it figure itself out. Or eat all the Order of the Flame people as it runs out of food.
It's possible. The problem is you can't smoke a red dragon out. It's like, oh, okay. It's nice.
Related to that,
yeah.
And this may or may not be Guido's overall idea, so I apologize if I'm jumping over that.
No,
Guido,
go for it.
But the last and final idea I have before we hear Guido's terrifying idea. We're all dwarves, right? For those two. So
wait, what?
Why can't we bring that cavern down on its head?
Oh, you want a controlled demo? I was just going to bring the entire place down, but sure, no, that's probably.
I mean, that's going to suck a little bit. We're going to lose a whole lot of treasure and a whole lot of everything, but a lot of people will be alive.
Yeah, I was going to say you can't spend it if you're dead.
Yeah. And again, there probably is some. Let's just be honest. There's probably some secret entrance or exit, but let's presume that there isn't, and we just collapse that sucker, and he's either trapped or locked in there and crushed. And that's going to be a lot of damage, which may actually be able to kill him. And I'm kind of bringing this up in character too. Like I'll mention it to the military folks. Like, what are my odds, my fellow dwarves?
They do say it would be possible. They say it would probably take a while to do that, and they like the idea. Their concern is that it's basically going to be found out by the time they actually get it collapsed in a mundane way. Because they are not confident in their ability to keep the dragon satiated for long, or for them not to find out about some long stretch of planning to take him down. They will tell you freely they suspect that if not the Keepers of the Flame, he probably has spies and loyalists amongst the city. And they're greatly suspecting they will probably face the Keepers of the Flame as well, because they may throw in their lap the dragon. Because if they win, they get to run the city.
Okay.
There is also some people who in the military who does suggest trying to ally with the dragon. And you're like, look, we can either try and fight this thing and
In the
lose
middle
half
of his
our...
speech, I walk over and snap his neck and walk back. Just
Well, no,
really
they're like, we can try and fight this thing and potentially lose half our army, or it burns the city, or we accept dragon rule for a while and try to come up with something better in the meantime.
I thought the entire purpose of this endeavor was to get rid of this adult dragon to put in place a child dragon
The hatchling
replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, hatchling.
Yes. Yeah.
So, which I'm going to also disagree with that in character. Like, the longer we wait, the worse this is getting. The more chances the keeper's getting entrenched, the more chances the spies figuring out that we're going against him, the more chance that he gets the alpha strike.
You know, I mean, they can. All the military completely agrees. They just have no push button to win solution. So there's arguments basically.
So we all turn to, oh my God, Liam, who has been over there being like,
yeah, fireball. Everybody's like,
yes, brilliant. I walk over and snap his neck.
I said it was a terrible idea, not a dumb idea.
Okay.
You did say that.
So these discussions will probably, I know as much as you don't want to waste time here discussing this stuff, they will probably go on for a while, because there's a lot of planning to do, a lot of organization to do. They're trying to figure out who actually is going to take place in this, because they still got the drow to keep. They still got the market district to keep running. They have a lot of troops spread around. You get the feeling they're probably not telling you about some of their secret police too, but you know, they're like, look, a lot of our stone guard are occupied. Plus, they have the issue where a lot of the lords don't seem to really be willing to back them too much anymore in their endeavors. So a lot of the clans are not really in favor of them and have reserves and specialist troops that they don't really want to just turn over to the military. So it's, everybody hates each other right now, basically. Some more than others. Some clans are willing to give their stuff, but they'll tell you like a few, like, actually, no, I'll just pull it up right now. Just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at.
Thank you, Brakeman. As always, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
So these are the troops that they, well, at least let you know about, and you can kind of figure out what they have. They have about 1,000 worth in like clan reserves. That's basically their, oh no, we need more military folks. Please call the clans for help. They've got about 500 stone guards. You've seen some of them already. You've interacted with some of them already. Those are the full-timers, military career type people. Much more elite than the reserves. Plus, they're at the beck and call of the military. They don't really answer to any clan. There are some specialists amongst the clans, like they have Cavalrachni, which are basically Arachnid cavalry. You've seen a few of those around the place, like next to the walls. Those are actually under the command of one of the clans, Zungdom. They have about 200 Zaron, which are essentially alchemical specialists. They've got flamethrowers and stuff, not really helpful in this situation, but maybe they have stuff, who knows. And there are roughly 50 keepers of the flame, like troops / priests / whatever that they have. Definitely not as militarily active as some of the other ones, but of course they also probably will have a dragon on their side if somebody decides to mess with them in a major way, or maybe not. Who knows? Dragons are greedy. That's kind of what you're looking at, and they'll tell you that, you know, they can pull back all the stone guard if they can convince any of the clan lords to still back them in this. They can. They're not incredibly confident. One person will bring up, well, maybe we ask the giants, and everybody's like, eh. Oh, you do figure out that they do mention a couple times like enforcing the contract between the giants. Apparently, the Deep King a long time ago did something very good for the giants, and they essentially swore loyalty to him. And they're not 100% sure if that still holds now. So they're trying to figure that out.
Well, we kind of have not really in with the Giants, but we have a good rapport with them and can go speak to them on the city's behalf.
Yeah, they're like, look, if you can convince a bunch of giants to fight dragons, and honestly, how hard can that be? By all means.
I highly recommend this course of action.
Yeah. One person, a couple do offer to see if they can conscript the Darrow. People are kind of like, about that. Not so much because they're scared of the Darrow dying, more like, well, we think you're just going to run around and stab rocks and stuff and not really be effective.
What if we could get Droki to run interference? Now think about it.
You know how to summon him.
He's quick. Can't be touched when he's running. The dragon's going to be confused. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to call him, for sure.
It'll be an interesting discussion.
Just in the middle of combat, be like, hey.
Yeah. Got a new mission for you.
No.
Sure thing.
No.
We still haven't heard Liam's terrible idea.
Right. So,
here we go.
The problem with my idea is it requires the dragon to fail several saves.
Wow, you don't ask for much.
I know. So, in no particular order.
Intimidate?
No. So, first of all, I'm going to, well, not first. In the process, I'm going to cast haste on Mark. That would give him a +2 bonus to AC, advantage on Dex saving throws, and an additional action on each of your turns. And your speed is doubled. So that would be highly useful for a monk. I'm also thinking cast the opposite, slow, on the dragon.
Not that I want to rain and pray, but there might actually be a problem with that. Those are both concentration spells.
I don't think slow is. I think it's just up to a minute. Haste is a concentration, yes. That's why I was saying in the process, not starting out. But even if slow is concentration, then if I could pull it off, it would still go off for at least a turn.
How about this? Can you potentially put haste into the ring that Marek has? And that gives him the concentration load, whereas you can then do the slow concentration roll on you, and that way split it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What level's haste?
3.
Okay, yeah. I actually have room for that now because I burned the fly earlier.
And we have time.
Which I never used. It's like, it was a good idea, though.
Go fly into that barrier over there.
Yeah.
How many levels
It's
can the
still
ring
here.
hold? How many levels?
5. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay. So 3, and then you could do a second level or 2 first levels.
So third, I assume we have time as a part of all this.
Yes.
At some point, my character, and possibly with Cadiz, possibly with Liam, I don't know, or not Cadiz, sorry. Screwed up the names.
Tasted.
Possibly with Tasted, possibly with Liam. I flipped it. Is going to want to peruse the markets and bazaar in the incredibly unlikely possibility of there being a ring of fire resistance. So whatever you want to roll for letting that happen or letting that not happen.
Well, let me see. Just straight up, they just have it. And if not, then we can see if someone happens to have it. Which would basically be a merchant has brought one in, or that someone has to have happens to have it, as a temporary item or something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cover Dawnbringer in beast oil which I'm sure Dawnbringer's gonna love.
Sizzle, sizzle. It's like
Hold
bacon.
on. Is that a
I know,
Monster Hunter
it
reference
doesn't
or a
stay on
Dark
there at
Souls
all.
reference?
No, I was going with a Witcher reference.
Oh yeah, which they all do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Let me just put all those fictional sites. They're all like, all right, hang on, I'm gonna fight this thing. All right, let's
Well, the
get
next
on.
one was like, I was gonna look through mutagens. I'm like, that's a bad idea for a cleric. Okay.
Oh god, yeah.
All right, let's see.
I'm just making a list of potential spells for the ring here.
Yeah, so it's not on the normal list. So I will have to see if it's in there. I mean, the stuff on the normal list is things like you'd expect, like +1 things, weapons and ammunition. They've got potion of growth, potions of greater healing, shields +1, lanterns of revealing. I love those. Melody of thoughts, ropes useful items, drift globe, wand of secrets, wand of magic missiles. Of course, these get progressively more expensive as I go. +2 shield, potion vulnerability, which actually might be pretty useful. It's 4K though.
Dear Lord.
Breastplate, and so here's the thing with a lot of these things, because of the importance of what's going on here, it depends on who has them as to whether or not you can just be like, oh, I want this boink, or I want a discount, or whatever. If it's one of the lords who really does not have any interest in supporting the military, might be harder to actually just get it without paying for it or paying. It really depends where it's at. Because alternative option, military seizure, but there's other problems with that.
I was gonna say, in addition to the usual problems, that has a very high chance of giving out the idea that we're going to fight the frickin' dragon. So his spies
Yes.
get word.
Right. I mean, if suddenly the town runs out of stock of potions of fire resistance.
Oh yeah, that was gonna be the other thing I was gonna look for, by the way. It's just a straight up potion of give me a minute of help me with fire damage.
That actually might be a lot easier to find. The potions would.
Remind me what draft of passage is. I have 3
laxatives.
potions. Yeah, well, I know it's like, well, in my head, I'm like, what am I passing? Well,
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Yeah, that's where my brain went. I was like, no, that doesn't seem. I mean, I've got 3 of them, so we can all pass kidney stones. Fantastic.
What was it called? Draft of passage?
Yeah, draft of, and I thought it had something to do with passing through rock.
I mean, admittedly, if you cast that aggressively or offensively on a target, that's pretty miserable.
True. This is true. But I have to, like in this case, I'd have to get the dragon to drink all 3 of them.
We need another cone attack. So admittedly, I don't know what draft of passage is because it's not like an actual item. So do you have to know where that came from?
It's something we picked up along the way. Got it about the same time as I think, just after the 50 GP worth of gems.
And I'm looking up the potions and the rings right now.
So, lore. Couple of options for the ring. If we're doing haste for the 1/3 level. Couple of options for first level. Grease, false life, or ice knife. Second level, acid arrow, shatter, ray of enfeeblement, web, or misty step.
I don't remember what Misty Step does.
Basically, it's get out of jail free. It's a bonus action, instantaneously teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see.
That actually sounds really useful in this case. Among other things, I could literally get, to the dragon weak area, the back hind quarters, or the back leg or whatever. And That might also help in the approach. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for that in addition to haste.
Okay. So haste and Misty Step. So anyway, continuing with my terrible idea. If I can get the dragon to fail saves, I've also got web, so I can cause it to be in difficult terrain, basically lose its footing for a turn. Grease would do the same thing. Vitrolic Sphere. Explosion of acid for a 20-foot sphere. I've also got polymorph. Again, I mean, all of these rely on failed saves. It's possible.
Is
but
polymorph a random table roll?
Nope.
Okay. Someone already cast polymorph and fails, so you polymorph it into a great dragon versus an adult dragon, so or a different color of chromatic dragon.
I could make it a white dragon.
Not better.
It'd be dumb.
Yes, okay, fair. Granted, it would, if you want to go like red's pretty top tier, but green would suck, black would really suck. Blue would not be the best either, since we're all, well, most of us, or at least I'm wearing armor, so lightning's not going to work. But yeah, white would be, I guess, preferable in the grand scheme of things.
Real quick question, and this is going to sound like a weird question. Who here is okay with hitting F5 before this fight? No, I'm dead
Refresh?
serious.
You mean like a long rest?
No, I mean like saving and then going and dying, and then rather than quitting the campaign, rewinding.
Well, don't just do it if you're just gonna, die for dying. But
No, the intent is to win, but I'm just saying that the odds of success are not the greatest, and so
you're like saying establishing a hard
out of universe,
point in time
of the players. How many of you are okay with the idea of saving, of getting a hard save in case this goes belly up?
I'm
rather than
absolutely not opposed to it, but at the same time, it's like, is there an app for that? Is there a spell for that?
Hey, hit F5.
there are spells for that, actually. It's
really
contingency.
We do not have access to contingency. I don't know if anybody in the city has access to contingency.
There might be one person.
That's like what, a level 20 spell?
Yeah, it's a fun spell. It really is.
Or higher.
It's level 6.
Well, okay, let me ask Third this question.
As a GM, how dead are we?
Well, no. Do you have a contingency plan for most likely our death in this fight? Do you want to continue running us through this campaign, or do you want to stop if we die?
Yeah, like, is there another campaign we could switch to that you'd be interested in? Or
I mean, I'd love to continue running this one. Could switch over. It's honestly up to you. There's multiple ways. This could go multiple ways to come back in on this. There's literally a perfect point. There's a secondary starting point to this, which is actually after this. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's basically, you failed to get out, so we're starting here, and things are bad. But it's a perfect launch off point.
What are the odds that if this battle is going bad, it then attracts one of the Dark Lords and opens a portal.
Um,
And I mean, considering that's been happening all over the place anyway. Not that this is an improvement of the situation, but it's another option to go through the portal, regroup, maybe adventure there for a little bit, get a little stronger, come back and finish the job.
just summon a demon lord, just have him fight the dragon.
Yeah, or
Well, get rid of the dragon.
or like that,
I can
So
summon
by
a
the way,
demon.
On the potions and resistances. So on the rings, there's actually they don't have any, but they do have a lot of potions of fire resistance,
Yeah, we should absolutely.
and they
buy
are
Yes.
dirt cheap.
Couple
They're
of those.
100 gold each.
We should get like 50,000 of those, or at the very least, I would say 6. It would be a good number.
They've got 6 and more.
Yeah, I figured, but I don't know how. What's I don't actually have gold on my character
Yeah.
sheet because I've been deliberately not keeping track of it. Do we have currency right now? I mean, that's not true. I have all that acid ore. How much can I turn that into fire? How many fire potions can I turn
I've
that
got a
into?
crate of that.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah, we as a group
reaching
should have
back a
several
bit. I would
barrels of
actually have
that.
to look back at the notes and see how much that is.
Just eyeball it. Because I have a
I'm
barrel
afraid
of
of
it.
telling you to. I don't remember how many crates I gave you, so I'm afraid of telling you an
Oh, that's right.
incredibly low amount.
I was physically carrying one. That's the only one I have for total.
And that's why I have one written down as well, as I was carrying one
Yeah.
out of that section.
We did have that cart though. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yep, it's 6. So there are 6 crates worth 250 gold each.
okay. There you go. So we've got 12 fire potions or 13 fire potions out of that.
If you want to spend it all on fire potions, yes.
All in favor?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I can't think of anything else to spend it on. I'm
Dude,
okay with this
yes.
plan.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'll take 2 since I'm
Okay.
probably going to be right up in its mouth.
Wait, wouldn't you want to take more if we got 13?
Well, no, because
They don't stack.
Yeah. Well, first of all,
Well, I
so-
know, but I mean, just like, how long do they last?
It lasts for an hour.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay. Yeah,
one
if
is
it's
going to be
taking-
fine. I'm only taking
Okay.
2 just in case,
Okay.
like super just in case. So I'm going to just write the 2. It's just straight up resist, right?
Yep,
Like,
just straight up. When you drink this potion, you gave resistance to fire damage for 1 hour. No catches. You're just resistant.
okay. And yeah, you guys should obviously. I'll take one. We should probably give one to Ront if he's going to join us in this.
You want him to join?
I'm not sure. I don't want him
Yeah.
to die.
Well, I mean, he's got just as much chance as we do, probably.
I know, but how much HP does Ront have?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If he gets hit with the breath weapon, he's gonna die.
Yeah, because that's an average of 60 damage on the breath weapon.
I could enact something I was planning on doing at a certain point after this, which is use the sidekick system for the NPCs that have been around with you since the beginning, and that would give them much more of a fighting chance. Where is it?
At this
And-
point, that would just be Ront, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Because,
because
like,
Bren has his own stats. Like he's
Yeah, Bren is a statted monster or creature, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and the Drow lady has been with us for a long time,
yeah,
not
she's
since
she's
the
not really a
beginning.
sidekick though. I
and
would
she's
say.
also she's not really on our side. And we're like,
Oh,
hey, you want to come help us
antagonist?
fight a red dragon?
Yeah.
Don't
Gabagool.
laugh at us.
No.
Yeah,
Glabagul's got his own stats, which believe me is more than enough for him.
if he was a little bit bigger, I'd totally bring him in on this fight. Just glomp
Yeah.
him, just sit on him, Glabagul.
Mhm.
Get on the back of him. I'd have you. I'm not even joking. In fact, we might actually want to do this. Cast fly on him, get him up and on the back of the dragon where it can't be breathed on, and just let
Okay.
him just grapple the back of the dragon, melting away at it the whole time.
Wow, that's dark.
okay.
It's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
So Ron would obviously be a warrior sidekick.
Yeah.
Did
I mean,
did that purchase burn through all of our crates of acid?
if we want to save like one, we can.
No. I just need to know. Do I need to take it off my character sheet?
Yeah,
have no
I took
problem
mine
doing-
off. I just
Okay, I will do the same.
make sure you write down a fire resist potion.
I put down 2.
So that's
So that's
so
4.
yeah. So oh
Okay, so the sidekick's level is the average level, so it's going to match level. Okay, no, that helps. So using the sidekick, so he's basically the sidekick for warrior is a nerfed fighter. Martial role, he's an attacker, obviously. Where does it say his HP is? That's the important thing.
Is it more than 60? It needs to be more than 60.
I'm guessing it's probably not going to be hit points.
Does anybody else have more than 60 HP here?
Oh,
I have 62 as of the last level up.
I have
there is not a
58.
set amount. We actually have to roll for his HP.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's bad.
this seems worse.
No, it uses his
Yeah.
hit dice, which as an orc is
D4.
D8. So,
Okay.
and his con bonus is a +3, which is good. Do you want me to roll his HP? Or does someone else want to?
I vote that I don't because my dice suck.
So it basically 8d8 plus what would it be? 24 would be his hit points.
I got 48.
Okay.
I've got and D8.
Just list the numbers or combine them.
So that's 22.
I've got 7 on my die.
So he needs 3 more.
15.
So that would mean
One other thing, Lord, don't forget you have that obelisk ring as well. Gives you
the
stone
physical
skin.
resistant. I've got that. I used it against the friggin' king.
Yep.
If you remember.
so he ends up with 68 hit points actually.
It
Not
is possible for him to survive a breath.
Yes. It's possible. So I will say he probably will not be killed outright from it. No. But you know, again, now his attack stuff will go up as well. So I will tell you what he would get. So he acts a lot like a champion fighter. So he gets a martial roll, which I think obviously is going to be attacker for him. So he gets bonus to attack rolls. He gets second wind. Improved critical is okay. So he can increase his ability scores, which knowing Runt will probably just be strength ups. So he's going to hit like an absolute freight train, and he's going to take 2 attacks.
It honestly sounds like he should get spare the dying if we're doing that.
Yeah.
To keep him more likely to stay alive in this. And he should probably get a potion too. And by probably, I mean he absolutely totally should get a potion.
we've got if each one of us takes 2, that leaves us with 9. No, that's not how the math works out. Sorry. I take 2, you take 2, you take 2.
8.
That's 6. That leaves us with 8 to distribute between the rest of the NPCs.
I'm thinking cast haste on Ront.
Yeah, he would actually benefit the most from haste. Well, actually, Mark might still do more.
Oh,
be
hang on.
honest.
Let me look at what haste does exactly.
Wouldn't Mark cover more distance, but Ron would be able to still use charge in conjunction with haste?
He would, yes. So yes, I mean he's going to be a charge machine.
Okay.
I just posted it in Discord if you need.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might actually technically benefit me more in the long term because that gives me a full action, which is several attacks for me.
Yeah.
In addition to the fact that it gives me the bonus, the advantage on dexterity saving throws, which means I have an even increased chance to not take any damage whatsoever from the flame breath.
Right.
So Ront's going to be a real swing because he's going to be making 2 attacks, which granted will be at a +9 to hit. No, I'm sorry, +10 because he's got that blessing is the same as everybody else. And they have potential to do a D12 +6 each slashing. So I think he can potentially do more, but it's real swinging.
Yeah, it's almost a gimme, really.
Yeah.
Either one of us can benefit almost equally from it. In his case, he has a better chance to take less damage. In my case, I have a chance to take no damage. Either way, we both benefit from it.
Yeah, I will say that Mark will probably stay up a lot longer than Ront to use haste. Because even if you fail, I think you take half damage on top of half damage from the resistance. Because I think evasion just give you half damage straight up even if you fail? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't actually remember now. Monk here for a second. Evasion.
That may be improved evasion or something. I don't remember.
Hang on. No, you're right. When I fail, I take half damage. Period.
So no matter what, you're going to be taking either none or a quarter. Basically, of the normal damage.
I actually did not know that was that way in 5th edition. So that does change it a bit. So never mind. Give it to Ron.
Okay.
Be buffed.
Okay.
You're like, this is exciting. I'm going to go fight dragon. Last time, entire clan was wiped out when they fought dragon.
You may be seeing a repeat of that.
Probably. Common knowledge among orcs is even still, do not taunt dragon. They don't say not fight, but still.
Do not taunt.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the cleric spells in a while, Von Falkenstein, so I'm not sure what they have. I know it's dice based for pretty much everything, so it's always going to have that random quality to it.
Yeah. Unless there's anything you want from Captain Blacksclaw right now, she's going to try and do some organization, which is essentially try and get clan support for this and resources and not arouse suspicion on what's going on.
The only thing I was going to mention, and this was actually what I was about to say, was other than just the full-on frontal assault, which is the worst idea we could possibly do, and maybe the only idea we could do, is there any way we could sneak anyone in there for initial, like, oh, we're here to give tribute or whatever? Does anyone get to see the dragon? Is kind of what this question is boiling down
Yes.
to.
As a matter of fact, that is probably about the only way you'll get in there, which is to offer tribute, according to the military.
So
They're totally on board if you want to. As a matter of fact, some of them are even thinking of, let's just sneak folks in there, and if they fail, we don't lose half our army. Get the elites in there, do the
honestly,
RPG party.
That's kind of my initial thought, to be completely blunt. And remember, I mentioned, getting the initial Alpha Strike was part of my initial plan. So
yeah,
I presume the only way that's even possible is to be like, oh yes, we're here. Great. What's his name? Tlaglebarg.
Umberchar. Yes, we're here.
Oh, here it is. Yep.
Wow, that took forever.
Yeah, Thumberchod. I remember because he's actually in one of the Forgotten Realms video games. Anyway, so you just be, oh, great Thumberchod, what's up? He's the Thumberchad, is what he is.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, what's
Yeah,
up, buddy?
that's an immediate fire breath. They're just going to let you know.
No.
Married to
He's heard that
Thumber
joke too many times.
It was tribute. But no, like my from what I understand of him, and this is admittedly a little bit out of character knowledge, but like he's lazy, he's complacent. The idea of him expecting that kind of a sneak in and then kind of a thing is low, right? The catch is what's going to probably need to happen is we're going to need to do that, and then we're going to need the army to get our backs while we deal with him.
Yeah, actually, they do say that no matter what, they're going to be marching with military cavalry if they can convince Zungdum to support them. Ballista, linked ballista, by the way, which is bolts with chains in them. Like, look, we don't want him flying. If he gets out of the cave and starts flying around the city, that's basically it. And so to back up, everybody wants to go in there. So when things start, they start going forward. And worst case, if he tries to fly out or run out, they engage him there and just try and keep him pinned down inside the cave. They're like, that's definitely a choke point. That sucks for us. But getting a dragon in the air is game over, basically.
Game over, man. Game over.
And also
coming out of the wall.
I'm sorry?
Stupid reference. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Liam, you have seen this dragon, of course, a couple times when it's flying around the city. So one thing about this dragon is, like, no joke, it is actually overweight, like massively overweight.
Obese, one might say.
Yes. Yes.
Does that affect its stats?
No.
Damn it! Freaking
-5
dragon.
to cheeseburger.
It more affects his mental state because you're right. It is basically a not a pet dragon, but one that is complacent where it is. So it may be easier. Unfortunately, a lot of things about dragons are just like inherent magical traits that you just cannot get rid of. But yeah, I mean, maybe a little more open to receiving gifts. Who knows?
Well, that's my big plan.
I mean, all of my plan relies on casting spells and praying that he fails the save.
Prayer, you say?
And then
I can
blowing our
help with
first
that.
chord roll, and then blowing our second chord roll,
Yeah.
and blowing
Right,
our third chord roll to land the slow.
Yep.
Now,
Guaranteed.
hmm.
All right.
I mean,
I'm with it. We got it. We've all got our potions. We're going to chug them before we go in. We're going to give one to Ron. I don't think anyone else in our team should go with it except for Glabagul. I do think we should do the fly thing. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so you're going to fly him and then basically drop him on him and then do the other stuff.
Yeah. Like Glabagul is going to be part of the initial.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure how we're going to get him in there. That's the thing that needs to be decided there. We could just bring him in with the tribute. Like, hey, we bring you tribute. What's that? It's the
The crystal cube.
Yeah, it's a great crystalline cube. Oh no, I've got. Hey, Glabagul, come here. Can
All right,
you
he
not-
huddles up.
Yeah, too close.
It burns.
Can you decide not to dissolve something temporarily, like just for a few minutes? Is that a thing you can do?
I don't think so.
Yeah, let's try it. Just try not to dissolve something. I'm going to pick up something inconsequential and just toss it in.
Okay.
Like stool.
It looks like it tries really hard, but
You got this.
It doesn't seem to be able to turn off that property.
Yeah.
Damn, that would have. So what I was thinking was we could put like an artifact or whatever, or something fancy, and they're like, we have brought you this gift, and this is what we're carrying it in, kind of a thing. Okay.
If there's something with like anti-corrosive properties that's still semi-valuable,
true.
you say, we brought it in this glass case.
Do we know
Don't
anything
mind.
that could survive? Yeah, it's a good idea. Do we know anything that we could put in him that will not immediately dissolve?
Bone.
Glass.
There's bone, some acid-resistant ore, which you actually sold a bunch.
We just had some. Damn it.
Actually, bone.
Yeah,
is
you can buy stuff. I mean, obviously the ore is not really useful to.
Bone's an
by
interesting
itself.
idea. Can we? I'm going to turn to what's her face. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Could we borrow like the skull of the old king or something?
Wait, what?
So,
Wow, that's a big ask.
listen. I don't know how much you can. If you can say no, it's cool. But I was just thinking we could get his skull into our friend Glabagul here, and then that could be the tribute that we're bringing in for the initial surprise strike. That way, we can get our gelatinous cube into striking range as part of the alpha strike.
You're talking about Deep King Steel Shadow the Fifth?
Who's the guy we just killed?
we
Yeah,
didn't
him.
kill him.
He didn't kill him. He's still alive.
That said, if we put his head while still alive in there, we can get the same effect
I was gonna
over
say-
time. So,
There's,
I mean,
there's a whole
it's
lot
still
of steps between.
Come here, buddy.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Part 7. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was dead.
No, it's
Oh,
perfectly
he's
fine if you thought that.
incapacitated.
Don't worry. They made sure he's alive.
Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Maybe we could get him to not be crazy in the head.
I
Okay.
mean, he's in a dungeon for sure, but
Well, yeah. But like, okay,
We could put
so
the
that's not gonna
succubus in
work. him. I mean, how long is the succubus going to last now? Because she's got some damage resistance, but
Succubus is dead.
Succubus
It's like
is
a
dead.
whole Weekend at Bernie's sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
just the succubus. We've come with tribute. It's
That'd work, I guess.
does the dragon want someone here? Someone tell
Is
me
that
about this dragon.
valuable?
You
Does he
really
want
need to
a
ask the Keepers
succubus?
of the Flame.
Yeah, let's. Hey, I
They're
tell
like
them to
the
keep
prime-
we wish to give you tribute in the form of a succubus we found to the great
Yeah.
Thumberchad.
So
I can't remember his name.
the military, Captain Blackstone, will tell you that the Keepers of the Flame basically are on no speaking terms with the military. If you want to try and talk to them, you can. The captain says, like, look, we've contacted the clans. We don't have a whole lot of support, I'm not going to lie, because most of them don't want to send their troops to something they're pretty confident is just going to be a barbecue. And the keepers, of course, are very upset because their leader was slain on the throne.
So what you're saying is we need to send someone charismatic around to these clans to try and talk them into joining us.
If only we had such a party member.
If we want to spend some time doing that, we can try. Yes. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of diplomatic people in the military, especially not after we,
There's not a lot of
By the
diplomatic
way-
people in our party either.
Can I
Also true.
Can I say that if we do end up dying and re-rolling, part of the reason, and this is legitimate, part of the reason I want to roll a warlock is because it's a charisma-based spellcaster. I will finally have to be playing a character with charisma. Okay.
So let me ask this, just for different groups in the city. Number one, do you want to try and contact the stone giants about this?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Number two, do you want to try and contact the keepers of the flame about
No.
this?
No.
I've been thinking about that, and no. The only reason to do so is to literally ask them a stupid question. And no, we'll figure out
Right.
some other way to get Glabagool in there, or we'll bail on the Glabagool.
And this is technically something that I'm sure you're probably going to say no to, but since it's been brought up, do you want to contact the Duro about this?
I mean, do we want to see if we can, number one, get them to participate? Two, they're pretty much going to be fodder.
I was just going to say cannon fodder. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, I guess there's another one, which is technically the Grey Ghost, but I'm pretty sure that bridge is burned already. Or they're, not really wanting to evolve themselves. But, they're still out there as far as you know somewhere. Your last meetup did not end well.
His passive perception is 23. Okay, so
Stone giants.
yeah, I do think. Hang on, I'm sorry, I hate to rewind. How are we going to get Glabagool in here? Help me out here. My big idea is stupid because nothing we could put in him is going to survive long enough for us to use that terrible, terrible lie. And I hate to lose the advantage of having a freaking gelatinous cube attaching itself to the guy's back. I do think that's going to help.
wait a minute. Does metal dissolve in Glabagool?
I'd toss a bit of metal in.
Depends on the metal, but in general,
Specifically gold.
specifically gold. So generally the way I've seen it work is this: if it's a magic item, it will stay in there. If it's metal of other sort, it will eventually dissolve. Gold, probably eventually.
But
But
it'll
not
last a few
immediately.
minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that. I like that.
Here's
So we
a
have
thing
brought you
full of
a
gold.
golden tribute, and just like a golden chest. We don't necessarily have to have anything in it, but like the chest itself is made of gold, so that'll be like, and then there's more,
Put the chest with that captured cultist in it. Like, hey.
She's just in there. Okay, don't open this. No, that's how we get her in there. She's actually conscious,
Oh,
but she
God.
knows if she opens the chest, she's gonna be acid. So just don't open this chest.
That's messed up.
That's
It
extremely evil. yes.
really is.
Yeah, so basically the official thing is some coins, metal gear, bones, and other debris, which that's real helpful. Thank you, book. Other debris.
This is a really bad idea, but you said magical items can resist corrosion. And
Yeah, much more
the dragon
effectively
is
than
looking
one
for
of those.
something valuable. What if I put Dawnbringer into... I don't even know if that's possible, because if I try and put Dawnbringer into Glabagool, that's going to kill... could damage Glabagool because of it being...
If
A
it's
radiant weapon.
sheathed, possibly.
There's no sheath.
Oh,
There's
no.
no turning it off.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I just like that idea for all the reasons.
Yeah.
Bad for her, bad for him.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that one.
So I was like, it's shiny, it's stupid valuable, it's magical and can resist being corrosive, but I'm like, that's really kind of damaging to the container. Okay, not so much.
I think putting a bunch of gold or a chest of gold, something along those lines in Glabagool to carry them in, to offer them to the dragon is not a bad plan. Well, it's a bad plan, but it's not.
It's not the worst plan.
It's a better plan than many we've had so far.
Yes. I like this.
And it'll get Glabagool in with us.
Actually, I agree. I think that's the route we should go to get Glabagool in. He'll be
I'm
our.
liking the money idea, but would gems be more resilient than gold?
I actually have some gems on.
Gems should work too in there, yeah. They'll actually
I'm
be
just wondering,
pretty
like-
shiny after they come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's discuss with the military. Are we going to have access to the gems we need to put in him to get part of this? Because this will be a loan. Obviously, we won't be keeping these gems, or we'll
No,
die
like
and they'll become part of the dragon.
You can keep the gems if this works. Don't worry.
I'm just saying, like, this isn't. We're not trying to steal from you. It's just we don't have these gems to put in here as part of this trophy.
No, they say if you need a bunch of gems which look really nice, may not necessarily be the most valuable, but if they want to look blinging, then we've got some of those. And they basically get a whole bunch of nice looking gems of different colors, mostly red.
Bring the bling.
Bring bling. Like we have. This is what we have for negotiations, diplomatic events, bribes, that kind of stuff.
Pimp my
Obviously, we've got this
Glabagool.
stuff. There is now that you mentioned treasure, there is something we could possibly do that would give us an edge. So the Deep King has a treasury. However, only the Deep King can get in there. It is trapped to the 9 hells and back, but I know for a fact that it has some very valuable magical artifacts in there. Deep King is not giving up his secrets at the moment. Who knows how long that'll take? But if we want to try and get in there, we can do that. No guarantees that a trap will not just instantly kill us, though.
I feel like that's a no, at least not for this plan. Maybe later, we could go down there and we talk about a reward. But like right now, no, this is more of a we just the pretty fancy gems will probably work just fine, I think.
We'll get
Unless
death by trap or death by dragon.
Unless we want to contract the Grey Ghosts
to break in. All right. So we're looking at kind of what, an Ocean's 11 sort of thing?
I mean, basically.
Well, so do you want to look at the entrance to the vault?
I don't want to get too involved in this.
Okay.
Yeah, the player in me is thinking that feels like another quest arc.
Yeah.
To be honest. It's fine. There's lots of quests, but we've got a dragon to deal with. Let's die to this guy. Then our new characters can show up. Be like, so here there's a vault, and that's why the new characters are here. They're here to crack open this vault. There you go. There's a quest.
Like, who are you? Go away.
No, listen. We're here on behalf of Taston and Mark and Liam. They called us in, man. We're totally cool.
Well, they helped us with the military coup, but you.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. All right, let's kill them all.
Not a known quantity.
So. Gems, opening thing, fly on him. He gets up on the back. You're buffing Ront with haste. I'm going to try to keep the dragon facing me. I'm the most likely person to live through that breath. So rather than try to get behind it, I'm probably going to try to taunt it, keep aggro, so to speak, and get him facing away from the rest of you so he doesn't breathe on everyone. Don't know how likely I'm going to succeed at that. I don't taunting aggro doesn't exist in D&D, so who knows?
So I'm still going to need that ring to hold either the fly spell or the haste spell. Because if not, I'm blowing both of my level 3 spells.
Yeah.
Do you want the fly for Glabagool?
So hang on. I find myself wondering if we could switch this up a bit, because we could just leave Ront out, or we could leave Glabigal out, and that would solve that problem. I hate to reduce our DPS because
Well, but Glabigal is like integral to the initial setup, though.
yeah, that's
So
why
if
I'm
we
like that's why I'm
exclude anybody, it would have to be Ront.
yeah, and we're one spell slot too short. That's the really irritating part.
Yeah.
And see if there's a magic item or a spell scroll or something if you'd like.
I was gonna say, if we could actually,
Like
how
a
do you
potion
make
of haste?
spell scrolls in 5th edition?
It is Arcana checks and gold.
How much gold is it to make a level 3 spell?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check out
Yeah,
eBay.
I mean, Liam is definitely equipped to make these. I know for sure. Let me scribing a spell scroll. Here we go. So it costs. I don't think haste is your specialized school, is it?
Hold on.
It's fly, for that matter. Let's look in both directions.
Fly is transmutation and haste is transmutation. So neither of them are my
Okay.
specialty.
So you must have proficiency in Arcana. Provide material components required for the casting, which I don't think there's anything for these that's not just negligible. They have to have the spell prepared or among the character's known spells. So if it's in your spell book, you're fine. So a 3rd level spell costs base 500 gold to scribe. And if you're just doing it alone, it does take 5 days to scribe. You can probably get that down with help.
Okay. I mean, that's a little pricey and a little costly in time, but I think that's worth it, because that way you just give me the scroll of haste. I'll purse that on that. Or actually, hang on. No, that's stupid. Taston, you use the scroll of haste on Ront. I'll use the ring of fly on Glabigal. That way, in our initial round, we could get those buffs out. In fact, actually, since those are concentrations, we could do that before we go in if we really want to. And just have those buffs active when we're on approach.
Depending on how long they last.
Well, fly, hang on.
Fly lasts a bit, but I don't remember how long haste lasts.
Yeah, I
Haste is concentration or up to a minute.
So concentration.
That's like final.
But
Fly is concentration up to 10 minutes.
So you could do fly probably ahead of time. Haste, you're probably going to pop as soon as.
Yeah, no, I agree. So okay, so I could use fly as we're on the way in, and I just say, Glabigal, don't fly, but you can fly now. We'll talk about what you're doing in a minute. Just be careful.
You can do the thing, but don't do the thing.
So he'll hover along with us, so he keeps up.
Exactly. And then you burn the scroll like round 1 on Ront, and then we're buffed up, and then we die.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, no, I think that's the plan. Let's do it.
Okay.
We do that.
So you need 2 Arcana checks?
You don't need to make a check as long as you're proficient and have the materials and have the spell. You can just do it.
Okay. So I do have both the spells. I am proficient. Got a +8.
Yeah. This is where wizards really shine, because as long as you got in your spell book, it works. Whereas if it's like a prepared cast, they actually have to have the spell prepared for this to work. Okay. Do you want to involve any help, or do you want to do this as a solitary hidden effort?
I would say
Giants.
Considering each of the scrolls is going to take 5 days without help, I really don't want to have to be... That's the wrong way to put this. I really don't want to be at risk of discovery for 10 days.
So I'll tell you this: the trade-off is basically this: if you start involving a whole lot of people, there's a very minor chance of a complication, but it gets done a lot faster. Is basically the trade-off there. When I say minor, it's like 10%, and some of them don't even like really do anything.
Worst case scenario, we have to redo the scroll, right?
Let's see. Absolute worst case, that's like, roll it. That's probably like a 1% chance, though. Obviously, it's one of those things where, since I've mentioned it, it's probably going to happen. But
yeah, that's my luck.
It's that's much dangerous from dragon stuff for sure.
But I still think involving help to knock that time down would be a wiser choice.
I tend to agree.
So you can get an assistant. There's plenty of people in the city who offer services like this. They're like, oh, well, I need to scribe this, so please help me. And the military will back you for any cost for this.
Okay.
So you can get one person to help you. They'll cut it by half. You kind of know how this works, right? It just like straight up like divides it by the number of people.
Okay.
So if you want to just do one assistant for this, and that'll make it 5 days for 2 of these.
And that's for what level spell?
3rd level.
They're
2
both
third
thirds.
level spell scrolls.
How about for 4th level? Does it crank it up a notch?
4th level takes twice as long, and material cost are 2,500.
Okay, so that's a no on doing Death Word scrolls. Okay.
Think I should just get one assistant or 2?
So I guess with you kind of start running into the too many cooks thing eventually.
Yeah.
But if you get 2 assistants, it'll basically be just over 3 days to do 2 of them.
And what were you saying, Laura?
I was just saying, I think that's such a coin toss of usability. I think you should decide. Essentially, I think
Okay.
you need to be like,
No more than 2, but I'm thinking go for 2.
Okay. There we go then. So you get a couple of good Durgar wizards to help you out with this. And they're good. They're professional. They ask no questions. You have money from the military to pay them, so they're all good. And give it to you in non-traceable funds. So you're just paying them straight up gold. And everything seems to come out okay with the scrolls.
Okay.
They're good at their jobs, and you've got those 2 scrolls. Now, in the meantime, is anything anyone else wants to do in those 3-ish days?
Giants.
Okay.
We need to talk to the giants. And then,
So while Liam's doing that, the giants in Cairngorm Cavern are still there, obviously. They're pretty much as you left them. The only one really moving around is the Stone Speaker. And he seems like he is attending to the various other sleeping giants. Of course, he recognizes both of you immediately and greets you as you come in. And to put long story short, he asks you how everything is going. He mentions the demonic cascade that came out. It's been disturbing the sleep. He's very worried. He does ask you, Taston, if you have given any more thought into that gate opportunity that he mentioned before.
about closing a gate or finding a gate?
Opening the gate, because you had mentioned to him that about your brother, and
yes.
he said he could, with a certain component, which is an expensive jewel. He can cast a gate at a location, a stone circle here.
Yeah.
But the only real, coincidentally enough, this is something very, it has to be a diamond worth at least 5 gold. And the only one he knew of was in the Dragon's Hoard.
Okay, so is that more, is the gem that I have for the single revivify casting that I have, is that not
That's pennies compared to that's
Okay.
like 200 or 300. I forget which.
I've got this
but-
pocket change. Can I do it with a pocket? Okay, yeah, okay.
Like no.
No.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But I'm assuming you ask him about fighting the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, no.
Yeah.
No. No,
Right then.
He thinks it's a joke, and he's, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
whatever."
Yeah,
No, what are you really here for?
yeah, he all got jokes.
No, he thinks about it. If you like, one of you can make a persuasion with advantage.
Mine's +0, so.
It's +1.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm telling you, my next character is going to be charisma heavy. I don't even care. It's just that's what's going to happen.
It's like playing through an RPG and you didn't put any points in like diplomacy, so you have all
Oh
these grayed
god,
out
yeah.
options.
I did that with KOTOR when I was reviewing KOTOR. That game is so much worse when you
Mhm.
don't have the persuade skill. It's funny.
I've actually never played it without.
It's one of those things you never
persuasion.
notice it until you actually like.
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute.
exactly.
Right, yeah.
It's like, oh god, this is terrible. Anyway, so what do we get?
I got a 15 and a 19, so I'll go with the 19. So that's 20, not natural.
Nice. That's really good. He says that he's like, yes, I'd be willing to help you to rid you of this this dragon, to rid the city of this dragon. He is incredibly sad also to learn about what happened to Deep King. Apparently, he considered him a friend and ally.
He's still alive. We might be able to
Yeah.
restore his mind.
He says if
He's
he's
not
in the
dead yet.
dungeons of the hold, there is being dead would be much better for him.
What you're saying is after we kill the dragon, we've got a Deep King to rescue.
Because I will not
Put him back on the throne?
I will not
You've been-
touch the Dorgar.
No. But like if we could fix it, like I would have asked this sometime off camera. So not talking in front of a giant.
Hey.
Could Dawnbringer restore the king, do we think?
Yeah, but you've seen her do similar things before. I think the only problem was you'd already used it that day.
Yeah, we'd already burned it.
Save
To help,
the
which was probably a
attendant.
good call, but yeah, no, okay. So I do think restoring. So, anyways, getting back to back
Okay,
in
so
front
we
of
got
the
a
giant.
list of people that we have to wait a few days, like
Yeah,
a day or
hold
so at
still.
a time.
All right,
Okay, form a line.
next to the
Let's
queue.
do this. Okay.
And it'll be 24 hours. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aston, you get real popular and people want to get cured, like Blingenstone here.
Yeah.
Clerics, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get a tent, and
Mhm.
start a revival. I'm gonna heal you.
But,
yeah, he says it absolutely, especially if this will bring some end to the madness that plagues the city. He says he can help his brothers that are currently sleeping. He worries about waking them up. They're, for lack of a better term, insulated against some of the madness right now. So he fears that waking them up would just cause more harm than good. But you have a stone giant dreamwalker on your side for this.
Out of curiosity, what level ish is he?
CR10.
CR10. Okay. We might. No, there's no way in hell we could get him in the initial group. We probably want to have him in the choke point group, right? Yeah. Okay. That's a damn shame. Having him up there up the front would be really helpful, but no, let's put him in the choke point group. Okay, that's awesome. So we've got scrolls, we've got a giant, we've got no hope of success.
Right.
So we've got 3 days to burn, actually. Do you mind if I ask that we get 3 restorations in those 3 days from Dawnbringer? So on who is the good question? So I'm going to try to use demon sense, and I'm going to try to figure out if there's anybody obviously corrupted or converted within. Let's start with our group, I'm thinking, like the clan we're backing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. At least one of them I want to be able to fix the dwarf that's in the box.
Oh, yeah, the lady. Yeah.
Because she can cast invisibility.
Yeah,
which
no,
might be
absolutely.
kind of handy in our current endeavor. So,
Let's do that one
but
first. So.
again, this comes down to, are they willing to be fixed? Which
Well,
I know
I
was the
hold
discussion
her
from
down.
last time. No, it's not like that kind of willing. It's more like
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I agree.
spiritually
Though.
willing.
I think we should put the first on her. So let's go and do that. Just nuke that. What happens third?
Okay. So, she seems to get better. You do find out that she is a bit of a true believer, though. She is not nearly as manic. You pretty quickly figure out that she started dabbling in this sort of stuff, and that led to the madness. But it cannot fix the root cause. Well, I say that. Donberger says, "Well, I could fix the root cause."
Not just yet.
Don't you want to increase
the
my power and slay evil creatures? No, she won't say that. But,
we'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to that.
However, it does make her much more cooperative. Like she, is not biting and spitting out venom and stuff. She is acting much more as a proper prisoner of war, for lack of a better term now. A lot more Drogo-like, matter of fact.
So would we be able to at least have her be lucid enough to be functional for this mission, and then afterwards we can either let her go her own way, or we can give her the final restoration?
I mean, she absolutely does not want to help you.
Right, back in the box.
So, she's like, "Yeah, I'm why would I help you?"
Why, indeed.
Okay, so we turn her over to the military.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Have fun with that lady.
Demonic traitor. We
And we found one.
that's
Okay.
down to the dungeons.
Get you a
so
cell
we've
right
got-
next to the Deep King. I'm telling
So
you.
we've got two others.
All
So
right.
of the clan we're backing, do my demon senses pick up anyone?
Ironhead. So you'd
Sorry.
have to,
There we go.
yeah. So you'd have to go there. Over the next few days. By the way, the lords do kind of come back into the limelight. Not all of them remain arrested. Some of them are probably not coming back. But Ironhead is not one of those. Ironhead, you go to visit them because they're in their clan area. And they are not locked down right now, but they're on very high watch and guard. You see a bunch of their personal clan guards out. You see pretty quickly that they are a clan which specializes in weapons. They're weaponsmiths. The Thangus Ironhead, the one that you talked to before, is there, but he seems to be more of the, acting as the head of the family, and the person who's actually doing operations is his granddaughter, who is Trinta, and she seems to be a gunpowder keg waiting to explode, and is very angrily telling her grandfather how he needs to stop sitting on his butt and just go out there and make sure the military doesn't ruin this city. But you do your senses. If you want to go ahead and make a perception check, and I believe you have advantage on this if you're sussing out fiends. You can also use your blind sight, detect shapeshifted stuff if you'd like to as well.
For the immediacy, we're just going to go ahead and burn the rolls, because my first roll was a 4, but my second roll is substantially higher. That's going to be a 21.
Okay. So Ironhead seems to be. So here's the thing.
Incredibly possessed.
Yeah, everybody's possessed. They're just gone. No. So there's a lingering just trace amount of it everywhere, and obviously Dawnbringer could clear that up, but that's kind of like using industrial cleaner to clean up a little bit of spill. It's going to work, but it's probably a misapplication. In Ironhead, you don't really sense anyone who's particularly tainted. I mean, there was technically someone before, but you already cured them. So they seem to be pretty much okay. You can check at another place if you'd like, but there's nothing that really sticks out for you No.
No, that's fine. Anybody else have any ideas for people we want to cleanse? I mean, if we got nothing, we got nothing. But we've got 2 free cleanses here, right? That was my
Cleanse
big
the
idea.
dragon.
Is the captain fine, by the way? I think I would have checked her earlier, but just to
The
be sure.
captain. The captain is actually fine. Yeah.
Okay.
She's a zealot, but she's fine.
She's zealous about fighting fiends, but it's not one of those I'm a secret fiend lover thing. It's
we're very anti-demons ourselves. We hate demons.
Yes.
I'm just gonna push Cadiz to the front there. Or not, I keep screwing that up. I'm gonna push Taston up there. Just get up there and look at how look at Dawnbringer. She's super anti-demon.
Yep.
No ideas?
No, I got nothing.
Just to be sure, I can't remember her name, our drow partner. She's still cool, right? Like she hasn't become repossessed.
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay.
She was the first one we fixed.
No, I remember. That's kind of why I was like, it's been a while. But
yeah. How long does it last?
it's just kind of fades. It's like, I'm back on the wagon. No, I don't have any ideas. We could hit the gray ghosts. See if anybody there in the leadership is currently affected. Here, I'll do another roll. It's a totally separate thing. That's a much better roll than last time, and that's a 20 on the dice. So I'll take that 23.
Okay.
So gray ghosts are hard to find. You basically only have Boris to look through for them, and he's like,
Boris.
Most of them are just gone, or not gone, in hiding.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of go in there and then lead some of them into. In our defense, those were cultists. Yeah. That's a bit different.
He's like, yeah, I mean, most people don't see it that way.
Look, we're just anti-demon. We're cool with the Grey Ghosts. You know this, Boris.
He says, by the by, if anyone asks, like, I'm not part of Grey Ghosts.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never even heard of the Grey Ghosts. What are you talking about?
I'm just Boris.
Random person.
But for the ones you can track down, they do smell pretty heavily of demonic taint, specifically Demogorgon stuff. Actually, let me roll the dice. Yeah, no one like as bad as Grintu as before, like actually possessed by anything or something like that. But it's like they walk through a bunch of sewage and that's what you're smelling. You're like, you came from a bad place.
Honestly, that's probably not worth burning a restoration on, though. I hate to say that.
Yeah. Now, if you go back to the source, you're definitely sure you're going to find that. But on the grunts themselves, no one seems to be outlandishly corrupted or mad.
If we could do this super quick, because I don't want to get too much in the weeds on yet another side quest, can we just like do a roll to convince these people to lead us back to their leader and then just cure that person without a fight? Is that something that can happen? Because it feels like that would be
probably not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's walk away from that. Let's walk.
Right.
Away from that. It's been 3 days.
Quest number 3.
Yeah, we keep discovering side quests on this.
No, this is great. No, like this is on the to-do list. Don't you worry. It's just this doesn't get us to the dragon.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I like Crackles. Like there is a lot going on here.
I know.
You'll never find everything when you go
to the hub.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so 3 days have passed. We got our scrolls.
So I stopped by a sandwich shop. What's the side quest there? Just
come on. What's the sandwich side?
If you get the pastrami.
Out of bologna, but there's nobody to help.
Exactly.
There's no bologna here. I got your back.
And that's actually the quest which leads to like the Dragon Slayer sword. But
no, I knew it. That's how it always is, right? That's like, go get this potato. Oh, this potato contained the key of invincibility. I think we're as prepped as we're getting. Anyone else?
Oh, by the way, just because I'm thinking about it, because I noticed this, Dragon Slayer arrows are banned in this city.
Are there any? Are there any for sale?
On the black market,
probably.
That would be really funny. Is hey, we want some? Just go. Hey, we want to buy some dragon slaying equipment.
Yeah, out loud. Great. Oh God.
Does anybody know if we could get some? We want to go kill the red dragon.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend in the gray ghosts.
It's like saying, "Hey, can we bomb all the foundries in the city?"
Yeah. No reason.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a good reason it's banned for sure. Someone might just get an idea and plink it at the dragon, and suddenly there's a problem. All right. So,
Do it.
been prepping for some days.
We hit F5.
The Captain Black Skull has been doing negotiations as well, going around. He says that support is not heavy for this. So they've got some clan reserves, and of course they've got the Stone Guard. They've had to keep occupying forces basically in the Drow district just due to the problems there. So some of the Stone Guard is there, but she's not really confident that's going to be a difference in the fight if it comes down to a straight up brawl between the military and them. It's like I don't think 50 or so is going to make a difference. They have chained ballista, which are metal. They're not going to bring wood here. They have hundreds of stone guards and military. They don't have any cavalry. The alchemists did offer their support, but they're like, we've got fire related stuff, so they want us there, and they're like, no. She does ask, without revealing who these specific individuals are, if you want any help on the side, like people who will remain in the shadows, aka you figure out, she's like, do you want any secret police?
I imagine the more bodies we have, the better chance we have of this working.
Okay.
And you say it that way.
Not okay, yeah, probably poor choice of words. The more meat shields we have, the better off that's
right, because she will straight up tell you that I'm not using the right term for it, but they're the secret police. Basically run themselves, so they're not really beholden to her.
Okay.
Or anyone else in the military. But if you ask, I'm sure they will probably send some people. And they'll be their own thing. They're not your friends. They're not anything like that.
Okay.
But they're useful.
I hate to jump in, but what are the odds, and I'm asking her this in character, what are the odds of them deciding to turn on us in the middle of the battle if the battle starts going one way or the other?
I very much doubt they'd turn on you. It'd be more like they would not want to die with you. I don't really think they would just, for no particular reason, decide to turn on you, and they don't really have a reason. They're loyal to the city more than anything else, themselves in the city. So if they can live and fight another day, they'll do that. If they think that battle's going one way and they're not going to be any more use, they'll just leave. So they're not going to die by your side. Sorry.
As long as they agree that taking out the dragon is for the city's best interest.
I think most people do agree with that. I say most people. I think most people agree with that, but not everybody is willing to sacrifice either their lives or their property to do that. AKA, you may have some people who will be loyal to the dragon only because they do not want to have their district burned or something like that. It's like any other ruler of a city, right? Sometimes you got to rule through force. You don't like them, but you're loyal. Okay. So, she looks at all three of you. You're like, yeah, your party's too good. Never mind.
Wait, what?
I can't bring out the super evil stuff in front of the good party. Sorry.
Oh, evil. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the definition of good I was thinking there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right. So, what's your approach here? So, the military, such as it is going to assemble outside the city and, they say, swiftly cordon off the place as soon as you get in there, or as soon as you disappear into there for a little bit. Of course, you have Ront, you have the Stone Speaker. You wanted to remain outside, is that correct?
Yeah, it is just gonna ruin the Alpha Strike.
Okay.
There's no way we can sneak a giant in there.
Okay.
Who wants to be the lucky person to try to talk their way close enough to begin the alpha strike? Because we're probably going to need at least some person to roll some charisma checks.
First and foremost, any non-dwarven people coming in are going to be super sus. So I'm assuming we would want to set up Globule with the gems and then have the city guard bring it in and explaining that this is a tribute.
So they'll tell you that the standard procedure is to be escorted in with Keepers of the Flame. Non-Durgar is unusual, but not unheard of, so it's not going to be an immediate alarm.
Okay.
Because people will make tribute who have traveled to the city as visitors. Like, it's not unusual.
So we still need a talker, because what's going to happen then, based on that, is we're gonna hang on. Yeah, there. We're gonna walk in, and we're gonna like, we have tribute, and they're gonna like, okay, come with us, and that's gonna be a lie, and so we're gonna have to talk our way past that thing. So we need someone pretty much right up front with the thing. And I mean, Liam, your charisma is a +2, right?
No, it's +1.
Oh, that's great.
I just happen to
here.
Yeah, I just happen to have a 13 charisma as opposed to Cadiz's 12.
12. It's a difference of 1.
Yeah.
Not even the modifier.
I vote one of you two arm wrestles or whatever to figure out who goes up there and sells us into melee range, or however close we're going to get.
Yeah, we got this.
You want it or you want me to?
You have better presence. Plus, remember, you were the I mean, I'm saying this because you were the one who got the paperwork to be able to move more freely within the city. So you might even be distantly a known quantity.
Okay.
Versus myself.
Okay. So just to be clear, we are trying to get past the Keepers of the Flame without the Keepers escorting us in.
Oh no, they're totally escorting us in. I don't think we could manage that.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way we could sell that lie. We're just going to have them be part of the combat.
Okay. But the idea is to get past the entrance by selling, we're bringing tribute. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are joined by 3 cloaked Durgar in this time, who just seem to come out of, well, I do technically roll for this. Who seem to try to want to skillfully come out of the shadows, but make a big deal about it for some reason. And these are pretty obviously your secret police people. They have that look of, I'm not a cop, but everybody knows I'm a cop.
Mm.
They've got the shades on. You know, you see, like, I see that hand crossbow bolt in your pocket. I know. I'll bring them over here. Oh, they're not that small in the world.
That's why you can't see them, because they're just so small.
Come out, we're from the Lollipop Guild. We're here to help.
God, so intimidating.
All right. So we'll call this 1. Yep, they come out and they're like, "We heard you need help, and there is plan."
Plan. Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Which is plan. What is this? And he points at Glavigol. What?
That's the plan.
That's our tribute. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
we have prepped. So sorry. Before we go in, we would have had a chat with Glavigol. That's like, until we enter combat, don't say or do anything. Don't give away the fact that you're alive and can talk. Okay, really important. Once we get into combat, go nuts. And we're also going to tell Glabagul very specifically, get up, get on the back where the dragon can't reach and get you. Stay there. And I think
And do your thing.
Yeah, and do your thing. Absorb. I think as an aside, if something goes really wrong, are we cool with asking Glabagul to just peace out with the fly spell?
Yeah.
If you're going down, get out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is like just it's a helpful thing. I don't expect Glabagul to carry the entire battle.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if he's just like
really
critically crit.
And there goes the dragon.
Yeah,
back.
just like a thermite grenade on top of the engine block all the way through.
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean,
that would be wonderful if that turns out that way.
Yes, I do not see that happening now.
Before we go into this battle, I'm going to talk to Bren really quick and say, look, I'm about to go die.
Just so you know.
just as an FYI,
Yeah.
If/when I don't come back and you hear about this horrible death from whoever survives or the guards or whatever, do me a favor and just get out, get back to your master, and peace the hell out, okay?
Well, would you like me to fight by your side, or do you want me to stay out of this?
No. You need to live. You need to be alive.
I don't mind dying in battle for the.
Stop it.
But I can go jump in the lava now.
What is your
it's
HP,
okay.
Bren?
It's in the 20s.
This thing will demolish you times 3 on average.
I know. I mean, but it's not that I don't understand that.
It's just no. You need to get word out that we're super dead.
Care.
And what I really want you to do, Bren, is there's going to be this warlock. Okay, now he's going to be coming in.
Here it comes.
You lost me at warlock.
Yeah,
exactly. It's okay. He made
good luck selling that.
I've already decided my character. He made a deal with a celestial, so he's cool. Okay. He's a good warlock. All right, and you need to go meet him.
Can you do that?
Yes, you actually can. It's really cool.
It's like I thought that wasn't.
You can also do a magic. This is cool. You could do this to like a magical artifact, like Dawnbringer or something.
Yes, you can actually play.
So
wait,
I could be a warlock of Dawnbringer. No, really.
Yes.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but we don't have time for that. But
anyways,
all right.
So, Bren, live, get out, find the warlock. And I'm going to ask I'm also going to ask the troops, like whoever survives, do me a favor, go down there, let them know we're dead. If this goes south, please. They're at this inn.
Yeah, they totally.
Just let them know we just got eaten by a dragon. Okay.
Yeah, no, they totally they're gone.
TPK, we just cut to the inn. Yeah, I wonder when they're coming back.
Yep.
Just please, just let them know.
Aw.
That's all I ask. Especially, there's gonna be a dog there. He's a very good boy. He needs to know that I'm gone. Okay.
Give him some bacon.
Give him please. That's my last request. Give him some bacon.
So let me see.
I'm going to say a prayer to Azuth.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend some time meditating into Bahamut before this too. For obvious reasons.
And I will do the same with Kilmore.
Yes. So there is all the roll a D100 then.
Oh, I'm definitely ready to do that. Definitely.
There we go.
It's okay. My dice are right here.
One thing that also you will get quote unquote blessed with beforehand is the myconids will offer to give you Raffert spores so you can psychically communicate.
Oh yeah. No, let's totally do that because we're gonna need every single edge we can get.
Like you've never been so eager to just like breathe in my spores before. This must be really bad.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
So what that means is everyone who is affected can psychically communicate with each other within 30 feet.
I got an 81.
81. Okay.
70.
70. Okay.
90.
90. All very high rolls.
Nice rolls. That's the end of our good rolls for the night.
Yeah.
Quite possible.
You get 2 words. Good luck.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, do your best. No.
Yeah.
No, so what that means is all 3 of you will gain inspiration. And this is basically a quarter roll, right? But this is a personal use. Well, I mean, you can give it to somebody else too, but this is the time spent meditating and praying for help with this has granted you that, also based on your D100 rolls. So it's 1 free redo. All right.
We're probably going to.
Oh, this is the F5.
Yeah, there we go.
No, not exactly. It works like the reroll. Okay.
So you ready to lie?
No, but let's do this.
Yep.
I'm going to look appropriately humbled. Just going to try to. I kind of want. I want to give him advantage. I want to assist his lies that he's about to be doing.
It's just lies.
We're lying. What? We're here to kill your boss.
No.
Hey. This is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
Hey,
Is it though?
you wanted to do it.
Okay, hang on. Now that we've committed to this 100%, can I go ahead and share something real quick, just super quick?
Sure.
Several of my friends, I've been keeping them up to date with our adventures. It's kind of a storytelling thing. And one of them, on their own time, decided to look up other Reddit threads or other D&D threads about people who have engaged this dragon. And the universal response has been, if you enjoy TPKs, feel free to fight this dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Nope. It's a dragon.
All right, let's do it.
It's kind of. This is kind of in the wheelhouse of you're gonna die.
So you approach the entrance to Thumberchod's lair. It is noticeably hotter as you get closer to it. You can even see the air distortions just from the heat that is coming out from it. It's definitely a place you don't want to stay in for too long, but if you're fighting here for that long, something has gone incredibly wrong. You see
I'm assuming
that
we
there are,
all drank our resistance potions before we walked in.
that's true. Actually, the potions of resistance do make it comfortable, so you're not really feeling uncomfortable from this heat.
Correct one.
Glabagul's sliding behind you. Ront is at your side. He looks a little more nervous than usual, which is normally not at all. And even the stony-faced secret police are having glances between each other. Like, well, okay. I know we signed up for this, but you see 5 keepers of the flame who are at the entrance, and they look visibly nervous and worried. There's a couple of them talking amongst each other. You do see like visible members of the Stone Guard who are in normal patrols and guard posts watching them, and you can just feel tension in the air between the keepers and the guards. You know that the military is situated just out of sight in the streets. They are using an excuse for conducting training and patrolling and stuff to give the impression that they're not really here for what they're here for. Seems to be going well so far. There are people in the streets just looking at them, watching them, because it's the military exercise. It's kind of cool. And you approach them. The keepers of the flame look up as you come through, and they seem to have trouble deciding who should say something. But at one point, one of them steps forward and says, don't you notice, visitors, but this is the cave of Thumberchop the Wormsmith. Unless you have something to offer, I would suggest that you move away. He is hungry.
We come bearing tribute for the great dragon.
Oh. Well, if that is what you are here for, then you may come. We do have to ask to see the tribute that you are to offer. And we don't want to make him upset if you offer something that is a pittance.
I show them Glabagul.
He makes a check and says, "I am not quite sure I understand. This is a slime.
It's easier for the slime to carry the treasure for us than us to."
Oh, the treasure is. Oh, I see. The treasure is in the slime. Sorry, I made a very bad perception check, so it looked like you were just carrying a slime around, and I was wondering what was happening.
I can't remember if we have the chest of gold or it's just full of gold or
I
what
think
it
we
is,
did the
but-
gems
Or
specifically.
the gems. Okay.
Yeah, so this has caught the attention of a few of them because this is freaking weird. So 3 of them come up to just examine what's going on inside Glabagul, and 2 other ones are talking to themselves off in the cave entrance. And they're looking at it curiously. You can tell that their minds are now focused on this because this is something they've not really seen before. And one of them asks, "So, what exactly is in here?"
What kind of gems are they?
Just sell it. Just
Okay.
sell it.
We have many emeralds, rubies, diamonds.
All the glittering colors of the great fire dragon, of course.
I do see some red in here. He loves red. Okay, make me a persuasion with advantage. Then.
All right, this is where it begins.
That's a
Step
natural 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. We're on a good start here.
And a 13 plus 4, so 17.
Okay. No, he nods. He seems satisfied with that answer, and he says, "Very well. Will all of you be coming to see the great Thumberchod with your offering, or is there anything else that you wish to offer?"
We're wanting to present the offering in person so we can experience his.
I get it. You want to see a dragon. I get it.
We do.
Yeah. I get it.
We're tourists.
Yeah. Oh, very good. So there are a few ground rules for this, and this is for your own safety, not the dragons. The first one is come close, stay more than 60 feet away from the dragon. He gets very, very, very angry if anyone approaches him. Do not linger too long with your gaze on his treasure. Do not mention taking his treasure. As a matter of fact, don't even mention his treasure at all. Like 0 mention of his treasure. If you are to address him, you should address him by the name Thumberchod the Wormsmith of Gracklestone.
It's very formal.
If you wish to be formal, you should say the Father of Flame, the Ever-Burning, the Foundry's Heart. But I understand if you do not remember all of this. He will remind you, do not worry. Of course, there are some things that usually do not need to be said, but it's happened sometimes. Don't insult him. Don't imply that he is fat. None of those things. Right? You will just act like you would if you were in the company of someone who you greatly respected, and you don't want to trip up if you don't want to lose your life. All right, so we will proceed then. And I do need everyone to sign these waivers, please. So the Keepers of a Flame bear no responsibility for any death in the case of fire, breath, or yada yada. It's all in the fine text.
I write down Asha as my name.
Okay.
I just put an X.
Even the legalese seems to extend to the keepers. Yeah, but you sign the waivers. You do notice that the secret police, they do make like some motion and then they just withdraw the waivers. Like they have some sign amongst them that they're not supposed to sign it. And go ahead and put yourselves in the order that you would like to be. It seems that there will be 1 escort and the rest of the Keepers of the Flame are remaining here.
That's actually great. That means the military is going to run over them when they come here.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Yeah. Order of battle. I was actually thinking about this. So you say within 60 feet, right?
Do not approach the dragon with 60. We will have plenty
This
of
is out of
space.
character. Sorry. This is out of character.
Sorry.
I just wanted to make sure because where's me? Where am I? There I am. I knocked something over. I apologize.
Right.
That means here, I think. 5, 5. One more. There. That look about right?
Looks about right.
Cool. He's not going to kill me instantly, right? Okay, so obviously,
Can he even
Glabagul-
see you?
Yeah, I know, right? That's a bit of a distance. Okay, whatever. So Glabagul probably right up front and center. I actually can't be up in center, but that's okay. I got movement speed. So I'm guessing, Liam, since you're a talker, you're probably going to be up in center. And honestly, you're probably going to kind of stay at this range, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Tasden for your layout here.
Probably bringing up the back.
Speaking of which, there's Ron. There he is.
That way, when things I'll be on this side then with Ront, because when things pop off, I'll immediately do I'll cast Death Ward again on him.
Yeah. And do we want to have Ron like is Death Ward a touch?
Yes, that's why I have to be.
Okay, never mind. Let me walk that back then. Okay. And he'll get hasted, so he'll be able to get up there.
I think you can precast that because that lasts a long time too.
It lasts 8 hours, but I didn't know if it. Okay, so
So he's got Death Ward.
I'll have casted it before we've gotten
in
there,
that
so
case,
he's good to go.
Let's move him a little bit closer, I think.
Okay.
Just so because he's our other melee, and I think our first round is going to be you using the scroll. Hang on. Anyone can use scrolls in 5th edition, right?
It depends.
Help me out in this case.
So the basic rule is that if it's a spell scroll, it needs to be on your list in order to just freely cast it. If it's a higher level than you can normally cast, it's a check. Basically, it's not something you can prepare immediately right now. It's a check.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me double check, because I think haste is a cleric spell, and I am wrong. So, Liam, do you want to burn your first turn hasting Ron and just bypass that dice roll? Or do you have something else you want to do with your first action?
So I can tell you the DC though. It's 10 plus the spell's level, so it's going to be 13, and it's ability check using your spellcasting ability. So, for example, it would be just a straight up D20 plus wisdom modifier. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. That works.
What do you think? That's a decent chance to succeed at the roll. It's not bad odds. DC 13 with plus whatever what is your plus wisdom?
Now I can use intelligence instead of wisdom for my spellcasting.
No, not you. You get it for free.
Yeah.
If Tasden does it, he has to roll.
Gotcha.
So what's
my
Tasden's
wisdom modifier is 4.
So a +4 to land on a 13.
It's greater than a 50 shot to do it.
Yeah. We want to risk that.
And here's the important thing: if it fails, nothing happens.
Let me rewind a second. What do you want to do with your first action, Liam? What's your contribution to the surprise round?
All right, I thought I was going to be basically talking and distracting him.
That's valid. So,
other than that, it's going to be probably haste is going to be the best course of action. So, of course, it only lasts. Well, it's concentration. So,
no, you talk. Okay, so how about this? Let's have Cadiz do it. Let's have Tasden use the scroll.
Okay.
Glabagul's already flied right now. He currently has fly on him. So you using the scroll will be the signal. That's going to be the initiator. And we're going to get, I hope, our surprise round. Glabagul is going to launch up there to do his shtick. I'm going to launch up there to do my shtick. And then Ront, who is now hasted, is going to launch up there to get right in his face. And that way we'll be, I think we can get in position ready to go within the surprise round and start getting to work on dying horribly.
Yeah, I will tell you that the surprise will be hinged on a deception just to try and make sure he's not paying attention to what's going on.
Which is why I deliberately left Liam out of that, so that Liam can get us the surprise round. Yeah. So
okay.
And then I have no idea what the dwarves are doing. They're kind of on their own.
Yeah, they you get the very strong sense that they are ready to bug out if this goes bad, but ready to jump in if they sense an advantage.
Okay.
Along those same lines, if this goes sideways real quick, we don't have the backing of the dwarven forces with the ballista yet, since we've gone in solo. So if this alpha strike goes south, we need to disengage and run. And basically it's going to draw the dragon towards the entrance and hopefully towards our backup forces.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. That's probably our plan A, even though it's technically not. A lot of this,
because even if this goes swimmingly, this is going to be a hard uphill battle.
He's only got 250 health, guys.
Look at that shotgun hallway right there. Oof.
Yeah, no, that breath. What's the range on breath? Let's see here.
There's a reason they said don't
60
go within 60 feet of him.
Yep, 60 feet.
Yeah.
18d6.
Oh, no, amazing.
Yeah, you should get a bunch of d6s ready.
Yeah.
By the way, third.
Get ready.
I don't know if they have that many.
All right.
No, I did.
Are
I've
we
rolled
all?
these before?
Do we have consensus? Do we ever plan?
Yes.
Guido?
Yeah. I mean, it's
All right.
it's just gonna go south from here. So
Yep. This is the
Yes, it
peak
is
of the
want to
night right
do.
here. Okay, you got this, Guido. I believe in your charisma rolls here.
before we start this, let me just ask, Third, how long do you think this battle is going to take?
Oh, we'll die in 5 seconds.
Yeah, so what I was thinking about is once we get up to that point, we will break because we have less than 30 minutes left. But let's see how this starts first.
Okay.
Round
Because
one.
Yes.
the
we
battle
deceive
length is
the
going to depend
dragons?
on you, Cadiz, because you got that drop dead time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be quick. It could be drug out if there's retreat. Like, really don't know.
Yeah, if we end up doing a fighting retreat, this is going to be the whole next session.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
All right. So you make your way guided by the Keeper of the Flame amongst the cavern. And it is, as you see here, very cavernous. There is lava boiling and bubbling. You see little spouts that emit sulfurous gas, which he guides you around. If it wasn't for the potions, you would probably be very uncomfortable here. You do notice that the Keeper is very uncomfortable. He doesn't seem to have the same type of protection that you do.
To sell it, we all probably act like we're uncomfortable.
Boy, it's really hot in here.
Roasting.
You do see that there are some keepers, some more like attendants, making sure this place is not clean, but they are carving in various runes and making statues to the dragon. You see different statues and artworks that have been placed around here that seem to be extolling his virtues, and there is various amounts of coinage that have been thrown at the feet of them, maybe placed there by the dragon, who knows. It is just a monument to his quote-unquote greatness. And you see the lifespan of this dragon as you go through. There's like a young version of him, and it keeps going and going. You notice he gets progressively more and more overweight as you start making your way through the caverns. So you can see the clear progression there. It does seem like at the very end, they have been scrunching a whole lot more statues into a much smaller area, like they weren't expecting to make this many. But it is what it is. And as you get closer, you hear snorting and a bunch of smoke coming out of the cavern here. And what sounds like a huge creature with large claws clinking across gold and other bits of metal. And before you're even in sight, you hear a voice calling out from the entrance here that says, "You didn't say I was having surfacers for dinner today," kind of in a joking tone. And as you come into view of this dragon of Thumbertrod, you can see him lounging on his bits of gold. It seems to have various bits of jewelry adorning him, necklaces that have been crafted for him, adornments on his horns. He is, there's not a nice way to say it, Jabba the Hutt-esque in his mannerisms. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think that's a natural lounging position for a dragon, but he's just kind of like rolled over on his side. Like he can't really do the normal slouching positions that dragons normally would. And as you round the bend, the Keeper bows and he kind of gives you a motion for everybody else to do so as well. Labagul makes its best attempt, which is just kind of boom forward. And he turns to you quickly, Liam, and he says, "How should I introduce you?"
We didn't discuss that.
I mean, you could be honest. You could literally just say, "I'm the noble from such and such, back from where you're from," right?
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to say we are We are travelers from the surface, who wanted to visit and pay tribute to the great. I forgot his titles.
All that stuff.
All that stuff.
Okay, but what's your name?
Liam Ulbrinter of House whatever I'm from.
Sure. He says, Master Thumberchild Wormsmith of Gracklestug, may I present Liam Ulbrinter of House wherever he's from.
Allegonder.
Allegonder, yes, of that house.
Exactly.
And he steps aside to allow the conversation to continue like his job is done. And Thumberchild looks pretty disinterested and says, well then, foreigners, meet the father of the flame then, the ever-burning and the foundry's heart, the wormsmith of Gracklestug, Thumberchild. What offerings have you brought to my lair today?
We have... Oh, go ahead.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm going to kind of ask the GM for a favor.
Okay.
I want you to tell us when our characters would know the best time to launch this attack. Like when he looks most distracted, because obviously we're not looking at him, right? So
Right.
So like just do me a favor and be like, he looks pretty distracted, and then we can start things.
Yep. I'll let you know. He is just staring at you, Liam, right now, though. He his big, bright yellow eyes. And if there's something you know about dragons, you can kind of barely see his pupils. You know that he's probably actually a bit into adulthood based on the fact that his eyes are changing in that manner.
So I'm making sure not to look him directly in the eyes.
Okay.
Like looking at his like left foot or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say the same thing that I was saying before. Great Lord of the Flame. We are travelers from the surface, come to meet and pay tribute to the great blah, blah, blah. The treasures that we have brought are jewels from our travels, and they rest in suspended animation.
Suspended animation. What do you mean exactly
from
by
human
this?
grubby hands?
They are out of the ability of the general population to touch and
Or steal from
exactly. And I basically step aside and gesture.
No one has ever stolen from my hoard before. What is this? And he trains one of his eyes on Glabagul. Make a check. This a gelatinous cube with treasure. Well, I've seen one of these before, but not in my lair. Do you have control of this? It follows you like a pet.
Exactly.
Oh.
We have tamed him.
It's an excellent way to keep thieves away from our caravan.
And how have you tamed this thing?
The power of friendship.
With bacon.
Well, also true. Yes,
I might be interested in
this bacon. Oh,
not this bacon, but this
We can bring you
this
bacon.
pet cube. It could
What's
clean
the
my
word?
lair. And I won't have need for these worthless Duergar.
Years of conditioning and bacon. Yeah.
Years of conditioning and bacon. Go ahead and just make me a deception check.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
Just straight up.
This is the start of the deception to get him.
Ooh.
Start of the deception.
Yeah.
So that's a 16.
A 16. Okay.
I'm just going to preemptively say if we fail this, we should burn a cord roll on it.
So he laughs, and as he laughs, you can just see him jiggle all over the place. and he says, I've never met one so foolish to try and spend years of their short life training a cube. What, for transportation?
Years
Surely.
may have been an exaggeration, but yes, it's an easy way for us to transport that which we do not want to carry ourselves.
What better security for treasure?
I see. Would you offer this thing to me today as my personal pet and transportation?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Very well, then send it forward. How do you tell it what to do?
Yeah, sure. We'll send Glavigal forward.
I tell it, fly.
Wait.
Here we go.
What, is that not a good idea?
No, I'm just
No, that's a good trigger
with you.
point.
That's why I'm laughing so much. This is ridiculous.
Is that the start?
I think
Well,
that
you
should...
haven't told us if this is our moment yet.
You are Robert Spore's link, so you can basically communicate with each other whenever you want to. So it's
I know, but like,
I think it's a good go point.
yeah. Do we want to go loud here? Well, no, we don't have to necessarily go loud right now because we could just have him go up.
like how
It's
far
a free
can you push
movement. Yeah, basically.
Fly is 60 feet, right?
it? Yes. Oh, it's something big. Yeah.
So what we could do is we could be like, all right, Glabagol, go ahead and slowly glide up there and get like in position. And that way, when we actually go live, you can use your entire thing to actually, launch and attack him.
Says, okay, I'm scared.
Yeah, me too, Glabagol. Me too.
Don't you worry, man. We're right here with you.
We got you. We're staying
Way
back
back
here,
here.
of course.
He's like, it jiggles like my belly.
I know, right? I hope it tastes better.
Said, you cube, you stay there. Let's see what you have inside of you.
Is
And
attention on the clavicle here?
it is right now,
So could we do it now?
if you'd like.
That's not what I wanted to know. Ugh.
It is an opportunity.
What do we think?
He seems to be searching around with a claw in his hoard for something.
Like we do have an option to go loud now. If we want.
I think now is going to be our best opportunity because the dragon is at least partially distracted with whatever it's digging for in its hoard, and it's focused on Glavigul.
Okay.
Well, then open us up, Tazden.
All right. I cast haste on Runt.
All right. Let's save that for next time then.
Yeah.
As
okay.
we start this
Roll
off.
initiative.
We'll do initiative. We'll do everything
Oh man.
at the start of next session as Paston pivots around and cast haste on Ront. And we'll start this off.
Wow.
Hey, this guidebook says haste.
All right. And we'll see what happens next time. So let me go ahead and save this state.
Wow. Yeah, this is going to end well.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
And
Lord's already planning for a warlock for his next character. What are you thinking?
I was gonna say, yeah. What else? I've been saying I want to play Warlock for a while. What do you guys want to play? Because what are the other options here?
I was thinking about maybe switching it up and playing either a thief or a ranger.
Ah,
Be fun. What do you think, Guido?
I don't know.
What haven't you played lately? Because that's kind of how I tend to do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, same. Yeah.
Something that's not a caster, I think.
Well, there's Ranger. I mean, I know there's caster Rangers, but or you could go Thief and he could go Ranger, and then I could go Warlock. I will have heals. I wasn't actually joking. I'm going to go with the Celestial thing probably. So
If Kiddies, if you go Ranger, I would go Thief. If you go Thief, then I would probably go like Barbarian or something.
Okay. Still viable.
Well, we'll see what happens, though.
This is assuming die.
I mean, it's only like a 90% chance we'll die.
Well, it's more like how much damage can we do and then run away.
Yeah, in all honesty,
is
I
really
think-
how I see this going.
Yeah, I think our survival isn't that unlikely, depending on how willing we are to just bail. And yeah, the fighting retreat is obviously going to be most likely what's going to happen probably on round 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to depend a lot on how he rolls an initiative, too.
Yeah.
As soon as the surprise is over for him, he gets legendaries, he gets all that stuff.
Yeah, no, he's going to start being mean as soon as he. It's going to be the succubus all over again. We got 1 round free, and then it's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
suck.
This is hard in a succubus by quite a few multitudes.
He's only
though,
got 200 billion health. It's fine. I remember. Yep, I do have the fire resist potion up and active. Very important.
So what you're saying is we should have done the side quests to grind to level up to then have a better chance to fight the boss.
So I mentioned that they were looking up stuff. One person was like, "Make sure you're level 17 before you fight the dragon."
That's a little much.
I think that's extremely excessive, especially in 5th edition. But
I've literally fought like 3 dragons at that level before at the same time. It's not that
I don't think
bad.
that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be a lot of a range on this fight, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where the dice is going to decide it, which is,
Out of curiosity, it doesn't matter to me yet, but how far back are the military? Like I see them way back here in the actual table, like way over here.
yeah, those are just off table because I don't
Okay.
have space.
That's what I was wondering. Like, are they literally that far back? Or are they like
they're standing right outside.
here or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, not gonna lie, it's gonna be a few turns before they could actually get like in here.
Yeah, I figured.
And that also kind of depends on these people as well, which they're probably just going to run them over. But again, who knows?
Hey, we're here to see the dragon. What?
Well, right now they're at the Thumberchod gift shop.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
There's 50 people just like casually looking at brochures, and they're all like,
Oh.
Just chilling, you know.
All right. So, assuming nothing catastrophic happens, we'll be back next week instead of in 2 weeks. All right.
Yes. Tune in for the dragon fight.
Yeah.
It's
Or
gonna
the
be
dragon massacre.
It'll be crispy.